Hello dear student, I am Ranjeet Kumar, lecturer, Department of Zoology, Govt Islamia Science College, Sukkur. Today I am going to deliver a lecture on transport in animals, means the topic from the first year biology book. So here we are. This is the first slide, the transport in animals. What is the meaning? First of all, I am telling about the transport. What is transport? It is a process through which the material transfer from one body part to other body part within body or from the outer environment into the body. These are the characteristics of transport. First of all, what transport needs? There is a circulatory fluid that is called blood is must present which carry the material. Actually the material diffuse into the blood, then blood circulate within the body, means that is a transport medium which transport material from one body part to another body part. The second character of a circulatory system, there is a pumping device must be there, means a pumping device which is called heart continuously pump the blood and keep the blood circulate within the body. And the third character of a circulatory system, that is a pipeline or the blood vessels. Blood must circulate within the blood vessels throughout the body. And the fourth point, the movement of blood should be one way. So it is most important point that blood should move one way. For example, if blood moves within the body in two ways, that fresh blood come from the heart going towards the organ, but the waste blood, for example, the blood which carries waste material come from the organ in the same direction, means they encounter with each other. So blood must be moved from one in a one way. So now we are going to discuss about the transport in unicellular animals or unicellular organisms. We cannot call it animals because as you know the definition of animals, the animals are multicellular. Animals are multicellular. So here we are using the term organisms. The most common example we are taking the biology, that is a amoeba. Here we are going to discuss the transport in amoeba. Amoeba is a single cell. Its outermost boundary is a plasma membrane. So the gases exchange takes place by simple diffusion. Means simply uh, amoeba release carbon dioxide into the external environment and get oxygen from the external environment by simple diffusion. You are well known about the simple diffusion in fourth chapter. Simple diffusion is regarding to the gases, means gases release in and out from the cell, move in and out from the cells by a simple diffusion, means gases directly cross the phospholipid bilayer. And as you know, the amoeba commonly live in fresh water and it is an aquatic animal, so its the waste product is ammonia. Ammonia is also a gas. This gas is also released by the simple diffusion into the environment. Means other materials such as iron either transport by facilitated diffusion. Facilitated diffusion, as you know, the facilitated diffusion or the simple diffusion are the passive transport. Means material moves from higher concentration to lower concentration. So the ions or other materials may be moved inside the cell by facilitated diffusion or by active transport. The active transport is also a type of movement uh, in cell, but this kind of transport need energy, and this kind of transport is a movement of molecule from low concentration to high concentration. And go come to the another point, food enter by phagocytosis, and as you know the single unicellular cells like amoeba And if we are talking about the human body, there is a WBCs which take the food by phagocytosis. Phagocytosis is actually endocytosis, means phagocytosis means cell eating process. Cell digests that material inside the cell, and the material which is remain undigested is released by the cell from the cell by a process called exocytosis. So these are the this is the transport in simple animals or simple unicellular and organisms. Now we are going to discuss about the transport in simple multicellular animals. Means although the higher animals contain a specific respiratory system and a specific circulatory system, in body contain a huge gap within the body, all that is called body cavity. All the organs are uh, put placed into the body cavity, but there are the some simple multicellular animals like hydra. Hydra live in fresh water, as you are looking on the slide. And diploblast. Diploblast means it contains two layers, endo and ectoderms. So if we are talking about the ectoderm, uh, so ectoderm directly exchange gases with the external environment and release their waste directly into the external environment. So means the waste of this is ammonia. Now we are going to on third slide. Water dissolve water come into the body cavity. That body cavity is called cylindron. The body cavity is called cylindron. Water enter into the cylindron and oxygen dissolve into it, and food is also suspended in this water. When water enter into the body cavity, this water move inside by the movement of tentacles through the mouth. As you know, the hydra contains sac like digestive system, means it has only a single opening. And the animal which has a sac like digestive system perform two type of digestion, intracellular and extracellular. And extracellular digestion takes place within the body cavity, which is called cylindron. If a little bit food is completely digested into the cylindron, that digested food absorbed by the cell. And other, which is the cell which is not digested here, is phagocyted by the endodermal cell, and further digestion takes place within the cells. Undigested food released by the endocytosis of endodermal cell into the cylindron, and that undigested food and the carbon dioxide or ammonia released by the endodermal cell into the cylindron is ultimately released out from the body through the mouth. Because as you know, these type of animals has a sac-like digestive system. So there is only a single opening to intake the material and release out the material or waste. The gases exchange of internal endoderm directly takes place with the internal waters. Means when water enter into the cell, it contains a diffuse oxygen. The diffuse oxygen is actually taken by the endodermal cell, and endodermal cell release their carbon dioxide into the body cavity. Means like in this figure you are looking here, means the oxygen taken by the endodermal cell in carbon dioxide released into the body cavity. This is called cylindron. And this body cavity is also known as gastrovascular cavity. Gastro, we are using term gastro because on the digestion or In vascular cavity, because this cavity is involved in the distribution of food within the body by the contraction and relaxation of muscles. And now we are going to discuss about the planaria. The planaria is a triploblast. Triploblast means this planaria contains three germ layers: the endoderm, mesoderm, and ectoderm. But planaria is acoelomate. Planaria is acoelomate, means having no body cavity. If an animal contain no body cavity, means there is no gap between the most inner cell and most outer cells. The most inner cells, the most inner cells are the digestive cells, and the most outer cell are the body wall, or you can call it the skin. If there is no big gap between these two cells, means they are very near to each other, so simple diffusion process is enough for the gases exchange or releasing of material. So in case of planaria, there is no specific respiratory system. The gases exchange by the body wall. Here you can see that the complete body is function as a respiratory system. Means the outer body cell can get directly oxygen from the external environment and release carbon dioxide. So, and even if the outer cell release ammonia, they can release ammonia directly into the body cavity. And if there is no body cavity, so the animal contain no body cavity, they do not contain circulatory system. So there is no circulatory system. So digested food is directly transported by highly branched digestive system by the contraction of the walls of intestine. This food is distributed into the highly branched. Here are the digestive system, which is highly branched and deeply penetrate within the tissues. And so uh, blood food distributed by the this highly branched digestive system. And undigested food released through the mouth. And planaria has an excretory system that is called protonephridia. And we will discuss about the protonephridia in the first chapter of biology inter or second year. So now we are going to discuss about the transport in the coelomate animal. The animal who had who have a body cavity, due to the development of body cavity, there is a big gap between the most inner cell and the most outer cell. As you know, the most inner cell are the cells of the internal organs or the digestive tract, and the most outer cell are the cells which are the cells of skin or the body wall. So if there is a big gap between these two types of cells, so the simple diffusion is not enough for these type of animal. So animal must contain circulatory system. Means there is a co-development of coelom and circulatory system in the animals according to the evolutionary point of view. Means on the basis of circulatory system, there are two type of circulatory system. The first one, recording, open type circulatory system. First of all, we are going to discuss about the open type of circulatory system. There are certain examples or some examples regarding to the open type of circulatory system. The first of all, the mollusca. Mollusca except cephalopoda. Cephalopoda is a class of mollusca contain sea squid and octopus. These type of animals contain closed type of circulatory system, but other mollusca contain open type of circulatory system. The arthropoda also contain open type of circulatory system, hemichordata and urochordata. The urochordata are commonly known as tunicate. Why we call them the open type circulatory system? Because in this type of circulatory system, the veins and capillaries are absent. So blood come into the body cavity. That's why the body cavity is called hemocoel. Seal means body cavity and heme means blood. When blood directly enter into the body cavity, it is known as hemocoel because of the absence of vein and capillaries. So here, the body cavity is not single but divided into a small chamber called sinuses. In the open type circulatory system, the body cavity is not a single body cavity, but it is divided into a many chambers. So for example, one type of chamber surrounds the heart, that is called pericardium. In other, the reproductive organs are covered by one chamber. In other body parts are contain other body chambers. So when means there is a veins and capillaries are absent, so art the blood escape directly from the artery into the body cavity. In body cavity, that's why body cavity is known as hemocoel. If blood enter into the tissues directly, so there is no control of distribution of material between the blood and the tissues. And when blood enter into the tissues, the body tissues or interstitial tissues mix with the blood. That mixing of the blood, the mixture of the blood in the body cavity is known as hemolymph. Heme, as you know, we use term heme for a blood, and lymph is a clean water or body water. And blood is a colorless because of the absence of hemoglobin. And as you know, the hemoglobin is a gaseous transport protein in the blood. We use the term heme for a blood, and globin is a globular protein which is present in the blood. They have the most common function is to transport oxygen from lungs to the body cells, and carbon dioxide from the body cells to the lungs. Eh, we discussed this the function of hemoglobin in last 13 chapter, the gases exchange. Sinuses are the small chambers of body cavity that actually have large volume than artery. So blood enter into the when blood enter into the sinuses, blood pressure decreases because, as you know, the volume of the arteries is very small and the volume of the sinus is very large in arteries. So when volume increases, blood pressure decreases. And so this type of circulatory system is not suitable for higher animals. So if blood pressure decreases, it is not suitable for us or other higher animals like buffalo, dog, and horse and camel. In this type of circulatory system, blood volume comprises 20% to 40% of the total body weight. Here we are taking the specific example as a grasshopper. Contains single dorsal aorta. Dorsal, we can call it the back side. Dorsal side means the back side. Means the dorsal aorta present above the digestive tract, and it carries blood from the posterior to the anterior. In the dorsal aorta, anterior part of dorsal aorta modified into a 13 contractile heart. Here you can see this is the heart and these are the arteries. In art, the blood released from the arteries into the surrounding tissues, and then again through a certain type of opening that is called ostia. Here there is a written called pores are the ostia. Again, blood and lymph collectively enter into the heart. This is called open type of circulatory system. Here we are discussing about the closed type of circulatory system. The closed type of circulatory system, the example of closed type of circulatory system are annellates, cephalopods, and vertebrates. Blood in this type of circulatory system, blood only circulates within the body cavity. Blood only circulates within the body cavity, and means blood is not directly come in contact with the body tissues or not directly come into the body cavity. So there is a difference between the interstitial fluid and the blood. due to the presence of veins and capillaries. Means capillaries are the microscopic vessels which connect the arteries with the veins. Means blood released from the heart into the arteries, from the artery into the capillaries, which is in the tissues, and then from the tissues, capillaries into the veins, and again blood return to the heart. Blood is red in color. Here, in case of closed type circulatory system, blood red in color because of the presence of hemoglobin, and hemoglobin is involved in the transport of gases. And blood and body fluid are separated, means interstitial fluid is a separate and blood is a separate. We cannot use the term hemolymph here. In case of closed type circulatory system, blood comprises 5% to 10% of total body weight. The distribution of material is fairly controlled. Distribution of material is fairly controlled because blood not enter into the body cavity directly. Some of the blood released from the capillaries into the tissues, and waste is selectively enter into the blood into the capillaries. So as the blood is not open into the body cavity, so blood pressure remain constant. In here we are taking the example of earthworm. Earthworm consisting of two vessels. One dorsal aorta, which is above the digestive tract, and one ventral aorta, which is below the digestive tract. In both these uh, aortas are connected with each other by transverse vessels. Some transverse vessels are modified pulsatile hearts. Means earthworm contain four pair of pulsatile hair hearts, and these transverse vessels are pulsatile hearts, and uh, these pulsatile hearts continuously pump the blood within the body, and that body is not released into the body tissues, and body fluid or blood directly or completely circulate within the blood vessels. It is not come outside the blood vessels into the body cavity. That's why we call it the closed type circulatory system. And these pulsatile hearts are actually neurogenic. In case of human or higher animals, the heart is not neurogenic. Means the pumping of the heart is not under control of nervous system, but it under control of itself heart. But in this case, in the earthworm, there is a pulsatile heart which are neurogenic. Actually, the pumping of these modified pulsatile hearts are under control of nervous system. Here you can see the blood released from the heart and through the artery, and arteries enter into the capillaries. Here is the tissue level, and then kept the blood really escape from the capillaries into the veins and again towards the heart. Means blood cannot enter into the body cavity. So uh, this is my topic on circulatory systems in unicellular organisms and simple multicellular organisms having, which are diploblasts or triploblasts, are having no coelom, and the initial coelomate animals, like, means initially there are two type of circulatory system, open and closed. We have discussed about these, what is the difference between them. So thanks.